ready to go. On the Fan, New York Sports Radio. Mike's on, Mike's on.
All right, a little after 5 on the last show that I will do for the Fan. We are in the final hour and a half of the program as I take you until Steve Summers. So we have picks to do. And we have a lot to get in. What we're going to do is we're going to put the calls into overdrive now, like we do with the 2-minute drill. So I'm going to ask you to make one comment. We're not going to have a lot of back and forth. We're just going to have a comment, please, and then we're going to try to get as many in as we can because I know there's a lot that really want to get in, and I haven't gotten as many in as we had hoped today. So I'm going to kind of step it up a little bit here and just put it into overdrive and just move through a little more quickly here in this last segment. And then from 6 to 6:30, I'm going to just talk about some stuff and just, say some things and just chat with you for a little while before we finally say goodbye on this last day. It's been a crazy couple of weeks as we've come down the stretch here. This day has been on my calendar for a long time. I was cleaning out the office the other day, and I looked, and there was a back page of a newspaper which had taken my statement about leaving when it was 2 years. They were talking about my comment about leaving on December 15, 2017, 2 years ago. And like I said, a lot of people I don't think took it seriously. Some took it as a negotiating ploy and stuff like that. But here we are, those 2 years later, in what has been a wild run, and especially the last couple of months. And really, everyone has been just wonderful. All the events we've done have been just incredibly well received. We've had great crowds, and not only that, I mean, like last Sunday as an example, we set that show up at Mulcahy's up very late. It's a Sunday morning. It was freezing cold, and there's people standing out there at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then after I got off the air and threw it to the Giant pregame, people were online for virtually 2 hours and 20 minutes to say hello and to take a picture. So it's been unbelievable. The crowds at all the different places we've been, whether it was Radio City or the Tillis Center or wherever it's been unbelievable. So I thank you for that. And now we'll run through as many as I can, then I'll get to the picks, and then we'll finish up the last segment of the show here. Let me start with Tommy. Go ahead, Tommy. I think I had two at the same time. So is this Tommy, or who is this one?
Al.
Oh, Al. All right, Al, you go first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've always referred to you, and I've listened for 30 years. I've always referred to you as the E.F. Hunter of sports. When you talk, everyone listens. And your popularity is soaring, if that's possible, and you're leaving the station. How could that be? I never believed this day was coming. A lot of people on board said, well, he's not going to leave. And even now I'm waiting for the reprieve where they put a blank check on your desk and they say, guess what, Mike, you're staying. I mean, I'm going to miss you like a lot of other fans are. But I do have a quick question for you. One, you were number one with the dog for so many years. Then you went on to yourself. Like, did you ever expect to be number one by yourself?
Yes. I mean, I hoped. I mean, that's what I was, Al, and thank you, but that's what I was working towards. I mean, I would have been very upset if I wasn't, because, I mean, I thought that was the challenge, was to do that. I hoped I would be. I mean, I really hoped very hard I would be. I would have been bitterly disappointed if I wasn't. I really wanted to. We set a standard that was going to be hard to attain, and what really motivated me was a lot of people said that I wouldn't be. So that really motivated me. Whether it was the other stations celebrating, saying that we were no longer going to dominate, to the critics who said it, and to prove them all wrong was a joy, and to sustain it all these years. And like I said, even people speculated about this last book that we wouldn't be at the top of it, and we are again. We've been on top the entire book. So, and we're beating our competition, from a sports standpoint by a wide margin, as always. And, we're glad that we're going out that way. I mean, if you want to go out, I mean, it was important to me to go out on top. Luckily, we've been able to do that. I've worked my guys very hard this book. we didn't let up. As a matter of fact, we probably pushed harder this book than we have in a long time. I mean, it was important for us to go out on top. It was very important for me to do that, and I pushed these guys very hard the entire book. They did a great job. Yesterday's show was a great show. They did an unbelievable job. Just the guests they lined up in the last couple of weeks have been unbelievable. And what we did yesterday with 85 guests was amazing. So from that standpoint, they've done a great job, all the way down the line. So yeah, I mean, that's always, we set a high standard, Dog and I felt I had to stay with it and attain it. And we actually, we did as good or better than we had ever done in the 10 years since. So, I mean, what we did with Dog was tremendous, and what we've done since has been equally good. So I'm very proud of that. Yes. Tommy in Oceanside. Go ahead, Tommy.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, Tommy?
Just want to say, first time, long time. Never felt compelled to call, but I've listened to you from the beginning. And just today, I just figured, let me try and get through. And I just want to thank you for all the years.
Well, thank you.
It's really been great. Listen to you, your knowledge, everything. It's been fantastic.
Well, thank you, and thanks for everybody staying online today. And everyone has been unbelievably supportive. I can't thank you enough. And that goes not only for the people who call, it goes for everybody else. I wish I could stop and see each one individually. I've seen a lot of you in recent weeks and months. I really have. Bob in Brooklyn, Peter in New Brunswick, you're next. No, Bob's next. Bob, go ahead. What's happening?
Mike, it's Bob, Julio's friend.
Okay, Bob, what's up?
On behalf of the fire department, I just want to thank you very much for all you've done for our official charity.
I haven't done anything, but thank you. Thank you.
No, you hosted the events. That was terrific.
Well, thank you, and thanks for everything. You guys have been very nice to me through the years, so thank you very much.
Terrific. First time caller. What a great day to call in.
Well,
have a Merry Christmas to you and your family, Mike.
Thank you, Bob, very much. Bob is one of the he is a assistant to the fire commissioner and helps set up those breakfasts we do every year on 9/11. And this year we did it just a couple of blocks away at the fire department all day. So they've done a great job there. And that's, like I said, that's an honor to be asked to do that. Darren in the Bronx. What's up, Darren?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So thanks, like everyone else is saying, thank you. Everyone always wanted to hear your take on things. And that, it's been great to hear for 30 years. And I know we're going to hear you again. And the one thing I would say, I definitely don't want to be a fly in the ointment, but once in a while, I guess I felt like it would have been good if we heard you admit more when you were wrong. And, I know you do 4 or 5 hours a day for 30 years. Half the time you're trying to predict the future of how things are going to go. So everyone's going to be wrong in that circumstance. And it just felt like sometimes, you were a little reluctant to admit that you were wrong and show you were human, when most of the time, you were right and had just such good information. So,
well, thank you. Appreciate it. That's fair. All fair. Scott in Staten Island. What's up, Scott?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
What's happening?
I just want to say thank you so much. You made this ride home a lot shorter, a lot easier to deal with. Congratulations, and wish nothing but the best.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much, Scott. Matt in Bridgeport. Go ahead, Matt.
Mike, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Mike, as a 30-year-old who grew up in the tri-state area and went to St. John's, you were always sort of considered the golden standard. But the reason I'm calling is I'm curious, as a proud alumnus like I am, I'm curious. We've seen a lot of poor relationships at St. John's with some of their athletes, and not everybody, but I'm curious to know what your relationship is with the university right now and how that might be going forward.
It's not good. I haven't been good for years. I mean, it's just some circumstances, but I just haven't really had one in recent years, to be honest with you. So, long story, has to do with, past presidents and stuff like that. But again, long story that isn't for today. But no, I don't have a very close relationship to my alma mater at all. John in New Jersey. What's up, John?
Hey, Mike, I just want to say thank you for everything. You have a relationship that you help form with me and my son to talk about sports every day. We're diehard Giant fans, Ranger fans, Knicks fans, and I want to say thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, John, very much, and thank you for waiting today and taking the time to talk to us. Todd in Connecticut. Go ahead, Todd. What's up? Let me get Todd up. Not there. Adam in Staten Island. Whoop, he clicked too. Matt in New Hyde Park. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, how you doing, Mike?
Good, Matt. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to say thank you for everything. You made my commute awesome every day, and I wanted to tell a personal anecdote. I actually got to meet you in the studio a couple of years ago because of Chaminade through our little raffle thing,
Right.
and that was such a great experience. And I actually sent you a fleece of that, so I hope you got it. Also, I just wanted to say I go to Clemson. I'm a Clemson student. What do you think our chances are this year?
I think they're great. Yeah, I think they have a very good chance to win. I think they're probably the best team. Mark in Hartford, what's up, Mark?
Hey, Mike, I just wanted to tell you thank you for everything. It's sort of silly, but you are like an extended member of my family for these last 20-plus years that I've listened to you and the dog. And, my father is probably smiling from heaven right now as I finally got through my first time ever getting through thousands of times. And I just had a quick question I've always wanted to ask you. My father, like yourself, his idol and favorite player of all time was the Mick Mantle. Right. And he always told me, I love Mickey Mantle. He's the best, but Willie Mays was the best player I've ever actually seen. And I just want to, get your opinion. How right or wrong was my dad?
He's right. If you talk all-around player, Willie was a better base runner, better fielder. He was not as good a hitter. He was not as overpowering, and he just wasn't as productive a hitter. But he was a better fielder and a better base runner. So a better all-around player, I would agree. But, the thing is, Mickey won, and he had immense power, and he was an incomparable offensive player until his knees went. I mean, that's really how he was an amazing offensive player. And the game is, when you take into account his slugging and his on-base percentage, that's what makes him so overpowering. Adam in Staten Island. What's up, Adam?
Hey, Mike. Mike, I just want to say that, as a kid, I'm 40 years old, and as a kid, I wasn't allowed to touch the radio when I was in the car with my dad.
Right.
And it got me into listening to you because he would listen to you and Dog. And as I grew and got older, I didn't want to touch the radio. And I've enjoyed being able to talk to you over the years. And I want to say this because I know you would never say it, but there was a certain person that questioned your legacy. And I have to say, after listening yesterday and listening to all those people call in and all those things they had to say about you and all the fans today, I wonder what they're thinking now, because your legacy is pretty secure in my book, and I look forward to the future.
Listen, I mean, you take, like I said, not everyone's going to love you. You take the good with the bad. That's part of it. When you're a public person, it's the way it is. Not everyone's going to love you. You just, I've gotten far, it's been far more positive than negative. That's all you can ask for. I mean, and more than anything else, it shows in the audience. That's really what it's about. It's, the rest of it, when you're dealing with critics, it's one person's opinion. That's all it is. I mean, nothing more than that. Someone might have a negative one. Someone might have a positive one. Someone might have an agenda. Doesn't make any difference. The guys who really vote, the people who really count are you, because without you, no one has a job. I mean, it's just like when politicians talk to you. They're saying the same thing. They need you to vote. We do the same thing. We need you to vote the same way. We need you to show up and listen, because, you can sit there and say, oh, I have this great show, but if nobody listens to it, you have no way of proving that. And everybody who does this, I can tell you right now, anyone who does this thinks they have a good show, because if they don't believe in themselves, then nobody's going to believe in them. So you figure they would believe in themselves. Otherwise, why are they doing it? So you would expect anyone who has a show to tell you he has a good show or she has a good show. But the answer is in the performance. The answer is in who's there and for how long. And that's how you decide these things. The rest is conversation. It's the same thing. We get a report card. That's it. And that's how it works. And you're the ones who get to decide. And that's why, the audience is where it is. That's what it's about. And that's what the show is for. And anybody who sits here and does what I do and doesn't consider the audience and doesn't consider what he thinks the audience wants is just not smart at what they're doing, because that's what they're here to do. A guy told me a long time ago in this business what my job was. Your job is, you can talk about everything your job is into the microphone. You can say your job is to perform. Your job is to entertain. Your job is to inform. But from their standpoint, it's a business. It's also a business. And they're going to tell you your job is ratings and revenue. That's what your job is. And when those aren't there, you won't be there very long. And that's why you get to decide that. And that's why the audience is what it's all about. Dave in Connecticut. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
What's happening?
1989 was my second year of college, traveling back and forth from Sheldon to Post. I listened to you and the dog all the time. It was the best show. Then you really stepped it up after he left. And I'll tell you, Mike, I've been listening for 30 years. Gonna miss you to death. It's been just an absolute treat.
Thank you.
Just to reiterate what other people said, you are like almost a member of our family. I remember at my kitchen table being 18, 19, 20 years old, talking to my dad. Chris said this, Mike said that. Now I have a 16-year-old son. And did you hear what Mike said? I can't believe it. And it's just like I said, you're like a member of the family. We love you to death. Can't wait to get reconnected with you. And just the best of luck, and God bless you and your family.
And thank you, Dave, very much. Thanks for the kind words. Tom in Mahopac, what's up, Tom?
Hey, Mike, I just want to say thanks, and I want you to think about this for a second. Nirvana, the Beatles, Michael Jordan. Mike Francesa is a once-in-a-generation, once-in-a-lifetime person. Good, bad, indifferent. You know, your wealth of knowledge is unbelievable, but we laughed, we cried, we've been through so much together. 30 years I've been with you. First time I ever called you, first time, last time. We love you, Mike. God bless.
Thank you, Tom, very much. Let's get a couple of things here. First, the Football Friday on the Fan. We're giving away tickets to see the Giants and the Eagles this Sunday. MetLife right now. Be the first caller at 866-540-WFAN, and you win the tickets. Also, let me tell you that the New York Racing Association is gearing up for a banner year in 2018 with the 150th running of the Belmont Stakes in June and the Saratoga Meet running July through Labor Day. On a cold day like this, Saratoga sounds, the idea of Saratoga sounds pretty nice. It conjures up nice thoughts. It really does. Plus, watch and wager on races year-round at Aqueduct Racetrack and catch all of the out-of-market NFL football games at Long Shots, the premier simulcast sports center in New York. Visit their full calendar of events at NYRA.com. Plus, bet from anywhere at any time on over 250 tracks with NYRA bets. Learn more and receive your new member bonus at NYRAbets.com. Now, no need to wait until the end of the year to get the best deal from Security Dodge. They'll beat any deal, any written deal, anytime, anywhere. Your choice of leases, $299 a month, 0 down, including Jeep Grand Cherokees, Limited, Dodge Durango GTs, Jeep Wrangler Unlimiteds. Plus, you get 25% off the all-new 2017 Rams in stock now at Security Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Amityville during the Big Finish event. Back after this.